Brief audio and visual check. Make sure everything's still working well. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's wait, make sure everything works. We're good? Loud and clear? Loud and clear. Okay, give me a moment. I gotta get a few things set up. It's been a while. Still recovering. Still recovering from a fun and crazy week. If you missed it, I'm sure everybody in here knows about it. We had the Topstep Trader Meetup last week. Me, Jay, Baron, JD, the team. We were all there. We had one hell of a week. Let me get a few things. And Topstep streamed part of it live. And I was just part of it. That was like a little sneak peek of just the trader meetup, which was mostly guys. I mean, that's typically the demographic here in the trading world, right? Okay, let's see if I got it all. Well, let's get started, everybody. Let's get started. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our Topstep risk disclosure. This is for educational purposes only. It is not e-signals class. It's not financial advice. Let's take a look what is going on in these markets. You can see I have the NASDAQ daily. Let's look at the news, the Trader Hub. Nick for a tick? No. I'm not recovered yet. Like 4 hours of sleep all week. 4 hours of sleep all freaking week. Maybe by tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll be a little bit more covered. I believe we're all going to be on tomorrow morning. But look at this. War, right? Looks like the United States had an attack in Israel, or Iran, sorry. It says, why wouldn't there be a regimen change? Military and intelligence officials have found that signs that Iraq-backed militias are preparing to attack the U.S. bases in Iraq and possibly Syria. So a lot going on. A lot going on over the weekend. A lot going on now. And the NASDAQ is only down 0.5%. I'm going to be honest, chat. I cannot say this many more times. How resilient these freaking markets are. I thought I was going to show up for slow markets, and I thought I was going to see this NASDAQ down 1% or more than 1%. No, we gapped down, and it's been up, right? So looking at this on the daily aspect, you can see this was major resistance. We tried to hold this area, this basically where we're at, these mid 700s, right? Resistance once, twice. We held it as support, not once, but twice. So the question I have right now is, we're testing it, right? Are we going to break down? Are we going to look for us to come back and rotate back down towards and maybe find some support towards these 21,300s? All right, I'm looking from the bearish standpoint. We are down 0.5%. That could be a possibility, right? I'm looking at that, and then I want to see if is there any trend lines. What it's just doing basic technical analysis. There's not really much holding this market up from the technical aspect, other than we're in a bullish trend, right? This market's been rallying. Every little sell-off has been buying opportunities. Trust me, I know. I've been shorting, and it has not been well for me. Now, zooming into an hourly chart. So here's an hourly chart, and I mean, you can see over the past few weeks, this month, basically, June, and we have been making lower highs. I mean, we have wicks up to the top, and we failed to break out higher. You can see, since we've zoomed in, you can see that these levels of support, right? Support, and then again, support, and we've been buying the dip, right? Buy. This market's been rallying, and tonight we gapped down and we held it. However, something's interesting. We don't know till tomorrow. I mean, we didn't fill this gap completely. We could see that gap. It's a pretty pretty big one. We didn't fill it completely. We did get up to this level of, this was support on Friday. Support broke down. Support became resistance so far, right? This was support and going to be looking at resistance, right? This is resistance so far. But yeah, every gap down has been bought up. Every gap down has been bought up. And I've been taking losses looking for follow-through momentum, and we haven't seen it. But tonight, I don't want to say tonight's different, right? There's a lot of political risk. There's a lot of war. I mean, headlines. Any headline could come out. And we'll take a look at these other markets. Zooming into a 5-minute chart, you can kind of see the same thing, right? Big gap down. I mean, that gap was, let's see, how many points? 300 points. I think it was like 300 points. Pretty dang close. And then we sold off even further. We sold off all the way down to 500s. So that was quite the move to start. Yeah, over 300 points. Quite the move to start Sunday night, to start this week. And then I just sat here and I look at this market and I say, what the heck? Like, we're down 0.5%, which is still red. But to see this reaction and to see these buyers come into the market kind of surprised me. That's a 200-plus point rally. 200-point plus rally. I'm surprised. I thought we would be down more. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. But yeah, it's interesting to see. You can imagine, I'm sure there's a lot of shorts that got in short this zone, these 720s, and they got smacked. I mean, who knows? Is this market going to rally? Are we going to rally and come up and see the gap fill? Possibly, maybe. And I don't know. We're going to see. It's going to be an interesting week. Obviously, every day, every week is never boring in this market. It's always interesting. These markets move. Everything happening around the world, moving these markets. And just buy the dip. Buy the dip. Is that fair to say? It's hard to see it. I don't know. Let's take a look. I wanted to point out this because we have a lot of movement. Look at crude oil. Look at crude oil, everybody. That is a market. That is a volatile freaking market. This is a 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at the hourly. Like, talk about war. Talk about conflict. This is crazy. Very, very bullish. I mean, conflict, war. You can see we are up against these $75 barrel. Can we keep pushing higher? I don't see why not, especially with the war that's going on. Can we come up and test these 80s? Maybe. But look at that move here in crude oil the last week or so. In terms of percentage, what? From low to high, I mean, 30%. 30%. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. And yeah, these are not small movements in any way. Like tonight, we gapped up 6%, almost 6% here in crude oil. And then we're sold off. We still have a pretty decent sized gap here in crude that has not been filled. You can see what it looks like on a 5-minute chart where we gapped up and it's slowly been selling off. We kind of found some buyers, but we still have quite a bit of a gap. Like there's a lot of volatility going on in crude. So is crude in play again? Crude's been kind of a quiet market. It's been kind of in the back of my mind. I haven't looked at it for a while. It's been not that great. Is it now in play? Are we seeing the volatility in crude again to where we could see some scalps, some trade setups? I think yes. I think there's a better, I think crude oil's in play now. More volatility, more tradable market. So that is a possibility. I'm going to monitor crude a little more closely. Let's take a look at gold. Gold looks like we gapped up, rallied all the way up to 34.13, sold off, filled the gap, turned negative. And now we're finding some buyers. I'm going to throw a trade on right here. I'm going to throw a trade on. Let's see how this trade plays out. I like this. I like this long in gold. Yeah, I'm going to risk to 71. Let's see how this one plays out. We still have the top of the hour. We still have the top of the hour at 1842. There's Doom Lord. Doom was at the trader meetup. That was fun. So long gold, 79 evens. Well, that was easy. That was freaking easy. Doom, you're sober now, huh? You're still recovering. Tell you, it was fun. It was fun. If you missed it, you don't want to miss the next one. Man, that was a nice jump in. Just hopped in. Gold going straight up. You ready for Brent oil to skyrocket? We slipped you on a 3-day bender. Ugh. Don't we have let's see, what news do we have this week? Other than, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on the conflict, the Middle Eastern conflict. Everyone's going to be seeing how Iraq, Iran, China, Russia, and just see how that plays out. Like I tell you, last week was pretty crazy when the war was announced, Thursday, Wednesday, and the market just shrugged it off and we just rallied. I'm just like, what the is going on? This market's just going up. It's going up with conflict, everything that's going on. This market is just so bullish. And I remember reading that headline. I think it was Thursday. I read the headline, Thursday or Friday. That headline was traders shrugging off the conflict or seeing that it's going to be muted or something, like just not putting a big emphasis on it. I might be completely wrong, but now here we are Monday after the weekend and it's gotten worse. So is it going to get worse? Is it going to improve? I don't know. How much is it going to affect the markets? I don't know. Somebody on Twitter, big shout out to you, said something funny. It was, futures markets, they're already priced in after the war. They're pricing in the peace talks. They're pricing in everything. Futures markets are the futures anyway, right? So, even war's done and over with compared to these prices. Who knows? Who knows at this point? We trade what we see in front of us, and what we think can be completely different than what the market's doing. Look at gold. I thought gold would be up a lot more. Gold's right around break even, a little bit negative. NASDAQ is, let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's finding some support there, not wanting to break below 700. Looks like we held, 708, 707s pretty well. So we never know what this market's going to be, whether we're going to come up. Are we going to fill this gap? Are we going to sell off? That's one of the beautiful things of trading, is regardless of what our opinion is about anything that's going on in the world or the economy, we just have to trade what is in front of us. People debating Iran's actual ability to retaliate at this point. Gold is also too volatile. Bad news is treated positive. Bad news, good news. Good news, bad news. Let's see if gold. I like this gold trade a lot. If we could start breaking through these 80, 81s, 82s, remember, top of the hour, we'll see some more volatility in gold. I think we have a chance to push back up towards 3,400. Share some sauce from the meetup. What's new, Sam? Asking for the secrets. I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned. We're going to be on air tomorrow. Whenever I'm on air with MP, I'm always going to be seeing how much I can get out of Michael Patak, because, like I said, fastest way to get any news, tune into TopstepTV. Tune in, especially when MP's on. I'm always asking him, hey, what's new? What's coming around the corner? What do you mean? I'm always asking those questions. So fastest way, just tune in. All right, gold's pushing through these 81s. Remember, tonight's a quick night. Doing 1 hour session on Sunday nights. What trading platform do I use? This is Topstep X. My personal account, I use Interactive Brokers. For the day trading, this is Topstep X. I'm starting to get a lot more used to Topstep X. Now when I go to my Interactive Brokers, I don't like it because I'm so used to Topstep X and these risk settings where I could adjust these risks and some of the little details of Topstep X. I just haven't been able to find it in any other platform. And plus now I'm used to it. So it's hard to switch. I don't want to switch either. All right, gold. Let's get going. Nice banger of a gold trade. You won't trade till Monday evening. All markets are volatile. Fair enough. Trading is optional. Funded account. Yeah, I have my live account. I have a live account in Topstep X. I'm not trading Topstep X right now in my live. This is a trading combine for class. I won't trade it to money. I don't use Topstep X because I like Rhythmic, but I will say Topstep X has some of the risk management features. Yeah, now you don't have to, right? What brokerage does Topstep use to use the live accounts on Project X? It might be on their website. I don't even know if I can say it. Where in Topstep X do you change price marker from dollars to points? Over here. So you click on settings, and then you go to charts and data, and then you could go points, ticks, dollar amounts. I like to keep it at points, so I just not thinking about the dollar amounts. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, Spencer. Like I said, if you watch TopstepTV, then yeah. Oh, there you go. Andrew, plus 500 is the broker that Topstep X, yeah, plus 500. Actual live money. Live money. It's not this simulated BS you see on here's the thing, everybody. Topstep for well over 2 years, since they were started, but since I joined Topstep, I will say this, and everybody who's been here, Doom, Andrew, the day I joined Topstep, I've been saying the same thing, and I haven't changed. I said, live account is the goal. Real money trading is the goal. The sim is just like, it's just a sandbox. It's just practice. That's how you practice. And there's nothing wrong against sim because it's good for practicing. But all these prop firms and pop-up shops are just total BS when it comes to the simulated environment. And there's tons of affiliates who hated me. How much hate did I freaking get, Andrew, from all the affiliates saying, oh, Dakota is just following Topstep because he's a yes man and this and that, and he's just saying live because that. No. And now it's kind of funny to watch all the simfluencers and everybody else and all the other pop-up shops start to transition now. Like, oh, live, here's my live account. I'm showing everything. I'm showing all my executions. Here's my live. It's like, dude, where were you 2 years ago when you were sim farming and filtering through thousands and thousands of sim accounts? And I am so happy that, like you said, is that affiliate area, that affiliate BS, the sim BS, I think that's starting to become a thing of the past. I think it's now on its last foot. I think it's gonna start to be less and less. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, Doom. I don't know. It's like I said something bad. I think everyone gets so offended. They're like, oh my gosh, this is how I make my living. Off of affiliates, and this threatens how I do that, or it's crazy. But the goal has always been live accounts. It's live, real money. When you trade, you're pulling money from the markets. It's not this game on the sim account, and it's good to practice in. It's good to help new traders. It's good for the industry in general, because if you're brand new to trading, that's the very first thing that you want to do, is you practice in a sim account. You're not going to be losing your, savings. You're not going to be losing your, college savings or hard-earned money. You're going to practice in a sim at a much cheaper price. Does that make sense? Yeah, Doom. Topstep is the best. Always leading, always getting better. I wish there was a something similar when I first started trading futures. I wouldn't have had to go through some of the crap I went through when learning how to trade. But here's the thing. Here's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and I think a lot of people should, is that it doesn't matter whether you're in a sim or a live account or something else, but the win rate of traders is the same. What is it? What is it, chat? I think it depends on who you ask, but isn't it like 95% of traders lose money? And that doesn't really matter whether you're in a sim or a live account. You could even make an argument that a live account, the percentages are even worse. But the goal is to improve that. Find a way to improve that. How do we improve that? I talked to MP, talked to the coaches here at Topstep, and it's the same. How do we improve and get it to where traders have a better edge than just going out and doing it themselves? And that's difficult. The VIP team here at Topstep, that has helped. You've seen, Coach Jay have a really high pass percentage. Some of the other coaches, we're seeing some of the percentages, outperform rather than going out by yourself and trying to learn how to trade by yourself. And so finding ways how to do that has been a challenge. It's something that Topstep has really been passionate about is how do we get traders to a live account? How do we get traders to improve and not just churning and burning accounts? When is the next VIP draft? I think it should be coming up really soon. Like I said, tune in Topstep TV. That's when everything is announced first. We're coming up on the end of the month. I mean, June's almost over with. Wow, June is almost over with. Trader X, it says, impossible to improve. The numbers are the numbers. I think I'm going to say I disagree with that. I think it's impossible to improve in general, but it's possible to improve. Let me make sure I'm saying this correct. It's impossible to improve when traders are by themselves, right? If you're just to go out and open up an account with your own personal money, the numbers are the numbers. But I think it's really possible, and there's data behind it. And what we're seeing in this VIP teams and what Topstep is doing is by the time a trader at Topstep gets to a live account, those numbers are better. Those numbers are much better in the live environment here at Topstep than in the live environment outside, right? Just by yourself, you fund your own account. The numbers are like 95, 98% losers. After you going through a program, taking losses, going through the sim, I believe those numbers when getting into a live account environment are much better because you've already went through the struggles and the losses in a simulated environment. So that's the only reason why I disagree. But overall, the numbers are the numbers. Overall. You found out the hard way. You found out the hard way. We all have to find out the hard way, right? Let's take a look. Let's take a run through the markets again. We're almost at the top of the hour. So maybe we'll see some volatility come in on gold. Market, NASDAQ held 7/10s, 7/8s. Question is, will the NASDAQ push up above this? Is this going to be support becomes resistance? Resistance becomes support? I don't know. That's possibility. Andrew says, I'd love somebody to start with 150K. Okay, 150K combine, run it all the way to the top of the leaderboard. They'll be my hero. If somebody starts with 150K account and runs it to the top of the leaderboard, they are my hero. They are definitely my hero. I'm going to keep an eye on gold. I'm watching gold chat. We're going to zoom in on gold. Answer questions. Like I said, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. I'm still not 100% get the rest over the weekend. And we are in a gold trade right now. Any hashtag slow markets? Oh, I am in. If you missed this, I'll share. I shared this, chat. Look, I took a small short. Let's see where we end up. So these are 6 micros. This isn't my live account. This is my live account. So I am short from 744, 6 micros. My stop loss is 1888 and a half. So like I said, there's a benefit for following me on the Twitterverse. Baron joined the Twitterverse too. I'm gonna have to have some fun smack talk with Baron on social media. Let's see. I am struggling. I am freaking struggling today with getting everything. We could do in the old dashboard. Okay, let's see. Is there any hashtag slow markets? First one. There you go. Okay, Mike. Start the week. TopstepTV and Coach DBA. Looks like you are trading gold. You are long gold. You were long gold. Is that right? Like that. Like that. Looks good. How's everybody this week? What are you guys expecting? What is the chat expecting? No, I haven't looked at Bitcoin. I haven't been paying attention to the Bitcoin. Did everybody see? Did anybody see some of the sneak peeks of the trader meetup? It was fun. Here, I could go through some of that. MP was posting some of that. This was us on Friday. Was this Friday? Yeah, Friday. I mean, look, man, is this? No, this is almost the same shirt. I bought a few of these athletic shirts, just very comfortable, very comfortable. I did not sleep. We woke up. We had a private chef. I think Baron went to bed at like 4 a.m. Jay and I stayed up and played some darts and played some games, and we went to bed and we took like a 1-hour nap. As the private chef was showing up, we were going to sleep, and I think the private chef got there at like 6 a.m. 6 a.m. We met a lot of great traders. Shout out to I'm horrible with names, but I think Elijah. I believe if my memory serves me, I don't have memory. I don't have that great memory. I have memory from Pello, but that does not help my memory. Trading couple, if I remember correct. Yeah, Coach Jay, Elijah and Deanna, they're a trading couple. They both trade, and I believe he got a payout. She's been trading, and some of the stories. I faded the Cubs. The Cubs lost. I also lost because it was over, not under, and just had a great time. This was amazing. This is something that blew my mind. The Chicago Board of Trading. There it is. The Chicago Board of Trading, you can see in the background, it's still alive and well. They are trading in the pits. They're still using hand signals and headphones. When Coach Jay and when we were there, we seen a couple big orders go through. We seen some orders go through. We watched them get filled. They were yelling. That was pretty damn cool. That was pretty cool to see that. And some teasers made $1,700 in my live account at the bar. Baron jokingly, he faded me. Just had a blast. And then MP showed up, surprised us. And you'll probably see a lot more on TopstepTV and a lot more to come. I don't know the exact date, but we had a film crew. We had a film crew following us around. It took a little bit to get used to it. How tall is JD? JD was taller than I expected. I think he's 6'2", 6'3". Enjoyed watching y'all? Yeah, just watch. Wait until the videos come out. Wait till the actual, edited stuff come out. And yeah, got a lot of pictures. It took a while to get used to having the camera follow us around, and then being mic'd up. We were mic'd up. Me, Jay, and Baron. We all had a mic. It was just attached to our shirt, and so it's like, oh shoot, just edit that out. Edit this out. Yeah, it was fun. It is edited, Doom. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's edited. All right, gold's starting to push up here. All right, let's see. Where's your take profit? Someone who shared on slow markets. I don't know how to pronounce your name. CAIG. I could just say Mike. Mike and I, we're both long. Your take profit looks like it's probably these 84s. Top of the hour movement. Yeah, we're seeing it. We're seeing this nice rally. I'm going to move my stop loss up. I'll just tighten this. Tighten it up. China buyers gold come in right around this time, right at the top of the hour. Let's push higher. Okay, TP 388. Up there. Ooh, okay. The Dakota tapes. I mean, that nothing bad happened. Sounds like a great weekend. Yes, Mandy. It was a great weekend. It was a great week. Not weekend. It was the week. After everything, that was Friday, and we were burnt after it. Like Friday felt like Sunday night, and then I'm like, wow, it's only Friday. The after party was great. After party was the best. What you guys seen on the live was just the beginning. It was like the teaser, and then there was a big after party after. Did your take profit hit, Mike? NASDAQ. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Is NASDAQ selling off? Oh, yeah. I like this. Remember, I'm shorting my live from 744. I posted it. See if we could break through. We ticked it higher. We hit 83. Didn't quite hit 84. Gold heading to 23. ... Is that 2,300 even? You're saying, Joe Black? Sony was there. We were out until 2 a.m. Wednesday night. Yeah, we went home and we continued the party. Just us three. The relationship with Canada dollar and oil and gold. Who's trading? We have futures, currency futures. So there's the Japanese yen. You can imagine different currency pairs. Let's see. What's the Canadian 6C? Not much. Who trades currency futures here? I missed a short. So far, this gold's working out. Let's go, Mike. Mike, I'm in it with Mike. Posted slow markets. Look, Mike, you're long. You have a take profit. Let's get it. We're in this together. We're trading together. I'm excited for the Topstep studio. That studio in Chicago, nothing else. There's not going to be anything else like that. Top 7. Dakota, you tricked us with sneaky NQ short trade. What do you mean? I posted that like an hour ago. Over an hour ago. Rating for 39.96. Is that on the ES? That's not on the ES. On gold? Is Dakota from Dakota? No. Is Topstep thinking of opening up their own brokerage? Like I said, stay tuned to Topstep TV during the day show. MPs teased it, talked about it. Up here, take profit, $250. You already took profit? I'm here, take profit, $250. Yeah, it looks like we tried to break out, and now we're pushing back down lower. MTV crib style. Doom says he's going to try for the Series 3 and apply for a job if you get it. That would be cool. You trade for both. I think Topstep's always hiring. You'd have to check the website. Let's see. Not much is happening now. About 20 minutes left. But stopped out on that down wick. Are you referring to this one? I'd like to see this hold. I like to see this hold. Higher lows. I want to see this hold. I don't mind my stop loss being right here at 772. NASDAQ is popping. NASDAQ popped. What's going on? Is there something? Nothing? 719. Rip sellers from down here. This market, it's freaking... You can't hold a market down, man. You can't. You see advertisements for QQQ. When I was at the baseball game in Chicago, like that was a billboard that was up there as a big billboard. It says, you know, invest in QQQ, and this is basically it, right? It's like a form of pumping this market up. Everyone advertising buy QQQ. It's kind of advertising buy the NASDAQ in a way. It's so funny. Market's designed to go up. Retirement's getting pumped into the equities. Advertising. Iran says, we have not yet launched any wave of missiles at Israel tonight. Would they tell them? Would Iran really tell them when they launch? I don't think they would. Nothing's going up. NASDAQ was. Is crude oil? What's crude oil doing? We're almost done here. Crude oil's not really doing anything. NQ. Not really doing anything. We got 2 minutes of a nice pop and then just sideways. Gold wasn't doing anything. I might consider just moving my stop loss back to where it was. My stop loss right here is probably better. Just let it play out. We'll see. I thought we was going to get some volatility tonight. All the volatility came and gone. Bitcoin going to 97K again. Let's see. I haven't looked at Bitcoin for a while. We got up to 101,000. No, Bitcoin got up to 110, 111,000, 112,000. Probably back at 100,000 for Bitcoin. I don't expect Bitcoin to go very far in either direction. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin, I don't know, lots of chop. 100,000 is such a big round number for Bitcoin. I've been saying it since the beginning of the year. I said I wouldn't be surprised at this time next year Bitcoin is going to be at 100,000. I said that all of, December, January, February, March. I just said Bitcoin probably going to be pegged at 100,000 for a very long time. I mean, look how long it was pegged at, 70,000, back and forth around 70,000 right here. So maybe we see something similar where we just stay here for another 6 months unless something crazy happens. I don't know. I don't trade crypto. No, I don't. Gold's still holding. Trying to hold these 80s. All right, I'm going to just tighten that up. I'm going to make that decision. We made that higher low. That's... And now we made this as that higher low. So just tighten that up. Risk basically nothing. Risk is off. Risk off on that trade. We'll let it run. All you remember is the wild multi-year swings from a percentage basis? Yeah. Yes. You hate yourself from selling Bitcoin at 15,000? I remember when Bitcoin was at like 200, then 500, then 1,000. Let's see if gold's going to hold here. Kind of expecting this thing to just stop me out, to be honest. But we'll see. I'm not risking really anything on it. I remember saying it was too expensive at $600. Do you know how many people probably is in the same situation as everybody else? It's too expensive at 100, too expensive at 200, too expensive at 1,000 and 2,000, all the way up. And I think people is going to continue. Maybe they're going to continue to say it. Bitcoin's too expensive at 10,000. Then it'll be too expensive at 100,000, right? Bitcoin's too expensive at 100,000. Is it? Got any cool plans for the summer? Ooh, that's a good question, Blake. Yes, I have a lot going on this summer. A lot is going to be happening. So my only hint at what's going on this summer is you're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to want to follow. You're going to want to watch. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. You see a lot of the other prop firms and everyone else trying to duplicate what Topstep's doing, this is going to be second to none. What's coming? And what I have planned is going to be so fun and so amazing. I was born late. I missed the crypto era. How old are you if you were born late? NASDAQ selling off. Screw it. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy. I don't want to get stopped out. Let me jump over the NASDAQ. I'm that guy. Okay, chat. I'll be him. Not good advice to move the stop. Let's look. NASDAQ just sold that pop. Who sold the pop? Anybody sell the pop on this NASDAQ? Let's go. Let's go. Me? Micro? Let's go. Someone says, "What's up, Dakota? Do you take out payouts consistently when you started, or did I let it compound to a huge payout?" At the top step here, I didn't take any payouts until I got to like $300,000. But I trade for a living. I trade my personal accounts. I trade options and stocks as my primary income. So I didn't really need to take a payout. My advice for new traders, I think it's wise to take payouts as you go through. It's like one of those do as I say, not as I do type things. Let's go. Come on, NASDAQ. Sell off. Let's see. Let's see if gold's going to hold up now. Everyone, who shorted that pop? Who shorted that pop? Let's take a look at gold. Oh, uh-oh. We're going to see if that was a bad decision. Let's see what crude oil's doing. Let's take a look at the crude. Ooh, crude looks like it might be setting up for a bounce. Is that possible? Right here, baby. Called it. Blake shorted the pop in the NASDAQ. I just shorted NQ. Sue me. I trade my personal account also, but enjoying Topstep. Okay, drop trades. Good. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. That's the goal. That's the goal. Trade personal account. Let's take a look at that gold. Let's see. Am I getting ran over? Gold's. All right. This is why I'm trading a combine right now on this gold, especially right now. We'll see. Do I just freaking add here, chat? All right. I'm adding hero ad. It's going to run without me now for the ad. Oh. Okay, we added. Florist, you're fading me? Okay. I don't mind. Hey, you should have seen. Watch the fast markets on, what was it, Thursday? Thursday fast markets. Watch Thursday's fast markets. That was fun. Me and Baron and Coach Jay fading each other, talking trash, having fun. All right, I'm getting out. Oh, minus 800. Let's see. There goes gold. There goes gold. Let's take a look at crude. Crude's starting to sell off again. NASDAQ. A little DCA fixes everything, or it makes it worse. NASDAQ holding this down. This is a 5-minute chart. Question is, will it hold? Will it hold these 700s? Will it hold these 700s? Yeah, this green candle. Is that what you're referring to? Let's let's get back on. Like I said, I want to look for longs on. Do we really want to look for longs on gold again? The fact that we just failed. The fact that gold is failing. B short 100x TP 77. TP1. Let's see. Look at that. Look at that failure. All right. I might get back. I might just jump back into this where my stop loss was. Stop loss is a better entry, chat. NQ gonna bounce? DCA, I hate that term. Whenever I hear DCA, I think of stock market terms. I think of stocks. But you could do it here at Topstep. You could also enter at market multiple times. Ask Baron. Ask Baron. This ain't it. This ain't it. I started trading in 2005. I wish Topstep was around. Yes. Yep. DCA is not it, chat. Gold's just selling off. Gold is tanking. Down 0.5. And crude's holding. You're going to watch me do it one more time. Charles, you're going to find out if you stay tuned from the Topstep Trader House. I'll know Doom. Ask Doom. Doom was there. DBA Concepts. Oof. Oof. Oh, no. I want to get long gold. It was a blast, man. This previous low became resistance. Joe Black says, "Dear fellow traders, I told you like 10 times gold short." Oh, there's if you're short, Joe, great work. There's Hoag in the chat. Hoag was there. Hoag was there. Wait for 3368, Dakota. Are you looking at this consolidation? I'm not seeing it yet. We tried to hold this and we didn't. And now we're having a breakdown. Doom, I have the picture. Uh-oh. Hoag has a picture. I wonder what Topstep TV is going to be sharing during fast markets. There's probably going to be some fun pictures out there. Joe, appreciate it. Yeah, I've considered that so many times. Trading live, real money on TV. I mean, I don't mind trading live when the conditions call for it. You remember Andre's face when you said you could do this every weekend? Maybe that one night so Doom, you were there for just what they like. That was a great party. Me, Jay, and Baron, we took it to the next level. We took it to the next freaking level, man. So what you guys seen at the party, times that by 10, and that we did that the rest of the week. We have 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes left. All right, let's see if we could get into. Let's see if we get into a position here. Let's see if we get into this position now. Let's get the bounce. I'm going to add. I don't know. This is like buzzer beater. Can we get a buzzer beater at the end? We have 2 minutes left. Let's see if we get a buzzer beater. We'll add if we could break through that on the 3-bar reversal. Oh, that's way too tight. These are 66s. Okay, that's what I want. When you get zoomed in, you get Y scale jaded. Someone says Yemen attacked Israel. Do we have any news? I think all eyes are going to be. Look at tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Fed speaker. Look at all the Fed speakers we have tomorrow. We have, oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be a pretty busy day, honestly. Fed speakers. We have manufacturing PMI, flash or services PMI. What do we? Fed speakers. Fed pals testifying on Tuesday. Speakers everywhere. Fed pals testifying Wednesday. We have. Oh, this week is loaded with events. This is going to be a volatile week, maybe, with all these speakers, everything that's going on. Powell testifying. We have conflict going on. We have manufacturing. We have PCE. We have PMI. More Fed speakers. And we have the tariff deadline. That's July 7th. But this is going to be interesting. Dakota, I'm getting gray hair already. No, the only gray hair I've had was like one hair on my eyebrow. All right, let's see if we could get this. The comeback. Let's stay. We're at the time. The clock is here. Let's see if we get a comeback. We're getting it a little bit. I'm going to look for these 72s. I'm looking for this consolidation zone. If we could push up into these 72s, 73s. $1 in the money, buying the gold. Let's see, we're testing it. 90% of the time, there's always a comeback. 90% of the time, there's always a comeback. Well, dang it, chat. No comeback tonight. I'm holding gold shorts. It's not over till it's over. We're still in it. %90 of the time, the market's 50-50. It's not looking good. What does it take profit? I'll start taking profits if gold gets up to these 62, 63s. We're still holding. Trying to hold these 70s. Hold it to 33.90, someone says. The real Chad. Kenny says, what 2 indicators are a must for beginners? I don't see there's a must, an indicator that says there's a must, but I think 2 key indicators, if I had to choose two key indicators, I'd say get an indicator that will help you determine the trend, and then you only trade in that direction of the trend. And then another one is get an indicator to help you realize volatility, right? So trend is important to get in the direction of the trend. And then maybe an indicator that will help you determine volatility. I use ATR, like it helps me determine like what a realistic take profit and a stop loss is. So if I had to pick 2, it would be something to determine like trend, like maybe a VWAP, and then maybe something to determine volatility, like an ATR. Be like, hey, whenever the market's, below the VWAP, I sell it, and then I use a 1 ATR to for a take profit and a stop loss. So something simple, something very basic, and don't overcomplicate it. Hopefully that helps. Of course, Kenny. But there's no golden secret in trading. It's just, honestly, it really is risk management. Above all else, above every indicator, above everything, risk management is the golden goose. All right, we are past time, but let's see. I'm giving everybody a little bit. It's Sunday night. I'm back. It's been a week. Let's see how this trade's playing out. 71.5. Don't call it a comeback here. I wish there was a golden goose that we knew the secrets to. Hoag had the golden goose in his hand when he traded on the pits because he had all the orders. He had, right, Hoag? You had the golden goose in your hand. You knew the orders. If anybody had it, it was Hoag. Hey, Hoag, who has orders where? Where's everyone's stop loss? That'd be like knowing the orders through the... Yeah, that was the golden goose. Man, I have a cool story. A guy at the Chicago Board of Trade, the Chicago Board of Exchange, the SIBO. So a guy at the SIBO, when we went, I showed you guys on Twitter right there. He gave us a really cool story, and it played out insane on FOMC. So, yeah, stay tuned. Tomorrow morning on Fast Markets, I'll tell the story. Tomorrow morning, I'll tell the story on Fast Markets, and you'll get to hear. You'll get to hear it. You'll get to, it's amazing. This dude entered a huge position right before FOMC, and yeah, insane. All right, let's see if we could push into these 72s before the end of class. Sure is taking forever. See if we get that nice little comeback here. I'm looking for this zone, right? This resistance, support resistance, this zone where he was hesitating. So we're having a little bit of resistance there at 71.5. All right, 71.8, 71.8. Any follow through? Not yet. Coach, one thing I observed in gold. All right, let's see it. Let's see if we get that. Let's see if we get some follow through. Come on. $71.8. Well, ask is 71.8. Let's get through it. I think if we could get through 71.8, we'll have a nice burst up into towards the mid 72s. Oh, just like that. Just like that. That happened way fast. All right, let's have some fall through. There's 145 contracts came in. Look at that. 145 contracts. I said we'd have a nice burst in the 72.5. We got it. We got exactly that. All right, let's get back into these 72s and I'll start taking some profits. All right, there's one at 72.4. I'll take one there. Nice comeback to finish the session off, maybe. If we could get filled. All right. Okay, we got 2.4. Let's get a little bit. Okay, we got that one. 2.6. We'll take 2.7. Let's tighten up the risk. We'll get one. We'll get a little bit higher one. Let's see if we could get. It's not going to give me the 0.7. Rizilaz, Coach DBA, do you still keep in touch with Rips? The two of you were great. Yeah, I have nothing against Rips. I still keep in touch with him. He's trading his personal account amazingly. Live account. That's all I ever want to see is traders doing really well and trading the live market, or maybe they struggle a little bit and they go back to a sim account and they start. I just want to see traders succeed. That's all I care about. I hate deception. I hate people being fake. I just care about good trading, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. If you trade good, I'm cheering for you. And there you go. All right, there's a nice little comeback, everybody. Nice buzzer beater, right, Mandy? I will catch everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go have some dinner and then get some rest. It's gonna be a good one. It is. So stay tuned. I'll catch everybody tomorrow. Bye.